trade dreams out of cocoa fate, staring at the charts while the world gets late. 808s hit like a comet through the dark, every fib line's like a glow in the park. Alex G, mod queen divine, she called the shit before it even hits the line. Army Piper speaking signals through the stream, making plays out like a prophecy dream. Port court lighting up the AM flame, crypto sun rises in his name. OC guy with the line so big, spaghetti charts cooked with 100% intent. We in the madhouse, stars in our sight, trading constellations every single night. From the bottom we rose, now we chart like gods. Celestial moves with the squad at odds. In a waves boom while the trend line bends. We don't chase bucks, we transcend. It's cosmic entries, divine exits. Markets after dark where the truth gets lit. Jay on the shadow, slipping through the zone. Ninja on the block, never moving alone. Buck digging deep in the digital minds. Loose cannon with precision, yeah, he read them signs. Frank the tank, bringing vibes and heat. Talk slick, but his charts don't miss a beat. She's a safe seven, praying with the light. Faith in the levels, trust in the fight. Melissa hold the legacy down. LBC, so she wear that crown. All set, beaming high vibe rays, while heart throw horns through the gamma waves. We in the madhouse, stars in our sight, trading constellations every single night. From the bottom we rose, now we chart like gods. Celestial moves with the squad at odds. 808s boom while the trend line bends. We don't chase pumps, we transcend. It's cosmic entries, divine exits. Markets after dark where the truth gets lit. So if you hear that tone in the void at night, that's not an echo. That's us, still here, still mad. Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low.
Hello? Is there anybody out there? Just nod if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home? Come on, now. I do believe you're feeling down. I can help ease the pain, get you on your feet again. Relax, relax. I need some information first. Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Markets After Dark. We go mad on the charts Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was trying to get something pulled up before I came on here because I just wanted to play this clip before I even came on. But this is from June. Hold on, let me bring up the calendar. June 11th. 10th or 11th. It's one of the two. Let's just play it. Oh, Inception. Nope, need that. All right, let's just play it. I think we're going lower because we've got U.S. mobilizing troops out of the Middle East. Troops or personnel or something. Maybe both. Why? I don't know. Apparently, tensions are rising with Iran. This is what's happening. A, B, C. This is what's going to happen. Now, usually A wave and C wave are similar or equal in length. And that is all. Where are we at now, fam? This is what I had drawn out. Coming down here to these lows. We'll see. We'll see if we'll come down there. We're getting a little bit of a nice bounce. We got a nice little capitulation move here, but I don't know that was it. I'm not sure that was going to be enough. That'll be enough. We did come down into a 4-hour fair value gap and got a nice little bounce off of that. So is it just going to be? Are we just what it's called? So when you got futures trading, like the stock market, you have stuff called gamma and delta, and I don't know why all this stuff turned on. It essentially, if the stock market was here on Friday, and you got all the way down several $1,000s, institution smart money will have to buy at least a little bit to try and kind of help smooth out or hedge their positions. They'll buy up, and you can see that push up happening right now. We're getting a little bit of a push up. But the key is going to be over on our Bitcoin futures. We'll get into that tonight. But first, I have to do the all-important welcoming of the Madhouse. Welcome, Madhouse, to Macro Monday. Thank you all for being here. Hope you all had an amazing weekend. Aside from, obvious geopolitical stuff going on in the world, I hope you all had a great weekend, regardless. But anyways, let's go ahead and give the shout outs. What's going on? Alexandra G, the mod boss, the mod queen, the mod god. What is going on? Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. AG, mad love. Thank you for pinning that Discord link in the chat. $5 for the Discord. $5. You join. You hit the join button on the YouTube, and you get access to the Discord. So don't miss out on signals and tips and tricks and trading help and all kinds of fun things. We've got the Piper DCA plan in there. We have subscription services in there that you don't have to pay for, but we pay for it, and access to all the traders and stuff. I mean, I'm pretty accessible, regardless. Not that anybody ever takes me up on that, but I'm pretty accessible regardless. But hey, we'll see. I don't know we'll see, but I can't talk sometimes. You'll have to excuse me. Duality C, what's going on? Good evening, Duality C. I've got to take these headphones off. I'm not listening to music right now, so I've got to take the headphones off. Get my cord straightened up there. All right. Duality C, thank you for being here. Hello, Alien Head. How you doing? Red Man, what's going on, Red Man? We got a little bit of the Billy Goat Tails in the house. What's going on, Red Man? Hope you're doing well, brother. Jesus Saves, God bless. Hey, guys, hope all is well. Same to you, Jesus Saves. Where you at, LBC? I was trying to just always... So my power went out like yesterday, and I haven't been on a desktop all weekend until like, about 30 minutes prior to showtime. And being that my computer is ancient, in a computer world, that means my computer is like a decade old. So graphics card, like everything is still the same, except for I changed it from a fan system to liquid cooling system. That's about it. But outside of that, yeah. So it took it like 15 minutes legit to get started up and to get going. So there you have it. Stroman, he said cringe. You're cringe, Stroman. But thank you for being here. Don't attack your audience. Well, the audience shouldn't attack me. You were hitting them notes, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Then there was two. Two's a spectacular drummer of the band Sleep Token. 85K soon? I don't think so. I thought they called a truce. Who called a truce? Harp, what's going on, Harp? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. L to the B to the C, what's going on? JR in the house. What's going on, JR? Hope you had a fantastic weekend. I hope, brothers and sisters... Yeah, truce. I don't know. I don't think so. We need lower prices for my payday. Yep. I already closed. I closed my short out before the capitulation to get my liquidity free for some potential longs. Flat smack was going on. Flat smack the like button says Redman, absolutely. And of course, Army Piper showing out. Saw the studio in the Discord. Looking good. Where'd he put it? Member chat? Boom. Boom. Piper got him a new studio. Got his studio set up at his new house, that is. Excellent indeed. Looks beautiful. Looks like it's not quite done, but getting there. Amazing. So we should expect full Piper mode tomorrow. I'm sure he'll give us all of the macro data and any other stuff that we're looking for tomorrow. Any other stuff? So, what are we doing, Bitcoin? But good evening to you all. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Oh, Kelly, what's going on? Kelly in the house. Thank you for being here. I unpacked lots of stuff, and the whole house has been working to get set up. There you go. I wish I had more liquidity free. Yeah. Well, happy Sunday, all. Happy Sunday. Bandage, maybe a Band-Aid in the house. Thank you for being here. There you go. All right, gang. What are we looking at for the Bitcoin price? Are we done? Is the bottom in? I don't know. I'm leaning towards nuh-uh. I'm leaning towards not at all. And but before I go into why I don't think it's done, let's give a reason for why it could be, and that is I don't have one. I think we have more downside to go. It could be done, but I don't think so. We still have a demand zone down here that we could tap. We came into absolutely no volume. That's where we got to bounce from. We did get a little bit of spike here. I have refreshed this. This is taking in all new data. And we are below the point of control. So that is not good of this range from the April low to the May high. We are within that range still. And of course, you know, we've been waiting for the ABC to play out. Now, if I just take the A wave, now the A wave and the C wave of an ABC correction are typically equal or similar in length. Okay? As far as price movement, not time, but price movement. So, technically, we've extended past the length. So that's a bull case, I guess. That's one notch in the bull belt, but not enough, I think. I could easily see us make a push up to this point of control, and there's also a fair value gap right there that we could reject from. Now, if we reject from there, but we come down and we hold 100K, essentially 100,300, we hold that and we get a bounce and start moving like this, then I think the correction is done and we are probably looking for higher prices. Those are some really big ifs as far as that is concerned, but that would help out a lot. Now, getting above this high is going to be one of the biggest keys that will tell us if we could potentially be actually reversing or not. So I wouldn't unload or back up the truck just yet. I would still wait to see if we get a rejection and we chill out and we get another capitulation in here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 waves end a 5, 3, 5. You always get, well, that's not it. 5. If it's since we started with the 5, typically you're going to end with the 5. And right now we are in potentially we're just in the 4th wave to push up and then to roll back over and to come down into high volume areas of interest. We also have BTC 1 Bitcoin futures. Am I getting text? What's going on right now? Oh, Piper's just now sending me the videos I asked for a week ago. Thank you, Piper. I appreciate you, brother. All right. So, we have this gap on the futures. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. I ate a late dinner. So, and it's hitting me as soon as I'm recording, of course. Excuse me. Now, potentially, if we were to take this as a correction inside of here, which not the prettiest. I mean, this is what we get. We get this low, this high. You go from where it breaks down from, and that gets you to about $94,000. I don't like that. Let's get rid of all of this. That was the ugliest thing that I've ever seen in my whole life. And I've watched Boston play. Hello. Boston sucks. Now, what if this? What about this? What? We don't want to see that, right? I don't think that looks better. Ooh, that's cleaner. That's a lot cleaner. All right, let's take this. Let's take this, and let's mark off this. All right. So that does come down and take out these lows, and we do have this CME gap sitting right below that. So, given that measured moves aren't 100% accurate, that means we could see a wick down into that CME gap, or the CME gap could get front run, which does happen. Not always, but it does happen. So, my whole thing is going to be, I would set buy limits, spot buy limits, not financial advice, but I would set spot buy limits starting below 93,570. Personally, that's what I would do. The rest is up to you. You figure it out. So this could mean that this likely means, well, who knows what it means, how quickly we could get down there, if we even do get down there. Let's go down to the 15-minute. What's going on, Wick? 589. LBC, do we have opinions? You're trying to get me to go on a rant. No, I'm trying to not have opinions tonight. I'm trying to keep it together, all right? I don't have opinions. What do I need opinions for? What are opinions good for? Everybody's got an opinion. I know you want me to rant about the bombing of Iran, and quite frankly, the biggest issue that I have with it is the fact that I don't have enough information to make a super informed to be able to form a super informed opinion on the matter. Because simply put, I don't know at all if Iran actually had or was actually about to have a nuke or not. I don't know. I don't have that information. I am not privy to that information. Very few people are privy to that information. So I don't know. I don't know. I know that it seems that the MAGA base is kind of split on whether or not they support it or not. You have seen a lot of the diehards go from not supporting it to supporting it, which I find interesting. But I don't know. I don't know, man. It is what it is. That's why we just say we hope that things get better before they get worse. So yeah. So I'll be looking into this gap, maybe reclaiming 50% of the gap, and then moving back down to the downside, or continuing to the downside. Will we get all the way down to 93? I don't know. Is there enough leverage, liquidity to be flushed to get us down there? Good question. Thank you for asking. Probably a smart idea. He doesn't want to go off half-cocked like JR. I'm not either anymore. Yeah. Well, I'm just... That's my thing. You know, Tradefly said it best on one of my posts, because I was asking, is my understanding that those 30,000 pound bombs penetrate the earth some 200 or 300 feet and then they explode? And if that's the case, then would we see a whole lot of damage on the outside? Because I saw people posting about how, does this look like a successful mission to you? And I'm just like, I don't know. That's satellite imagery. I can't tell. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Nobody does. Nobody that's not military or looks at those images frequently knows what they're looking at. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Looks like most liquidity is sitting above us, so that might be where we are targeting. Do I got to watch my lingo now so that I don't sound so hawkish? War hawkish, that is? I can't even say targeting anymore. I blame the woke mob. Also facts. Nope, it would be holes in the ground, not craters. See, that's what I see. Piper answered it, but Tradefly's got to be all like, "Oh, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. No one will ever know." Piper's like, "Nah, there just be holes in the ground," and because that's what the images look like to me. I was like, "Looks like there's just holes in the ground," and because of videos that I saw prior to the bombing, it was missiles driving into the ground and exploding. And the one or two videos, actual videos of the bombing that I guess locals were filming, it looks like you saw an initial like penetration kind of explosion, and then a little bit, some seconds later, 10 to 15 seconds later, you saw kind of like an explosion go up and then out. And I was just like, that looked like it blew up underground and shot fire out and debris. That's what it looked like to me. So, and then the images afterwards looked like just holes in the ground, not giant craters, which makes sense if they penetrate the earth and explode, which is pretty crazy technology, if you ask me. 30,000 pounds. Multi-million-dollar holes in the ground. Yep, that's how it goes. You think it's going to pay for itself? Saw a lot of bidding come in here at 98, 97, 832. The low right there was 98, 115. So you did see pretty heavy bidding come in down here. Now, there wasn't like a stack of orders, so that might have just been one entity or maybe just a couple of entities stepping in to push that price up a little bit. I would still be careful, like I was saying, of that. Oh no. Where is that point of control? Point of control is at 104,588. They're about 104.5. Is about right here. Of course, it's right inside of a fair value gap. Right here on the 1 hour fair value gap. So that level I would be looking for. You can see a spike in price or in volume here. About 105, 105K. So because exchanges can vary by, sometimes a few $100s. We could definitely get up to that area before rolling over again. Now we do have these relatively equal highs that look juicy for potential as a potential target to the upside. From current price, my thing is with the, I don't even know if we call it, they keep the U.S. administration keeps saying we're not at war with Iran. JD Vance said we're not at war with Iran. We're at war with their nuclear facilities. Yeah, whatever that means. To me, I mean, I mean, bombing someone's nuclear facility seems like an act of war to me, but I guess it all depends on how Iran decides to retaliate. The last that I saw was they were definitely going to block the, what do they call it? This strait? Did they call it the Strait of Hormuz? 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 I don't even know. Bitcoin and crypto capitulate, but I could be wrong. Wait, time to buy. Why are you putting that in my... Why are you putting my title in here? Tradefly is not Intel. He's a drone aviator. Non-Intel always are drama queens. Makes sense. Also facts. Yes, bunker busters. We live near a naval base. During Iraq War, you could hear them testing these bombs from hundreds of miles away. Bump, bump. Oh, well. Multi-million-dollar holes in the ground. The gophers still haven't landed. Look at Funcoin later if you get a chance. I'm trying to short it. I'm good. Thump would be the bomb entering the ground. Bump would be the explosion under the ground. Some kind of delay. Neat. Time to buy. I've played Call of Duty before. I know how this works. Exactly. I've played Call of Duty. You know, it's funny as I can't say I've never played Call of Duty because of course I've played Call of Duty, but I was never like hardcore into it. Played it here and there. I believe if you repeat the words in the title, it helps you in the crown rankings, but I could be wrong. Oh. Oh. Oh, I don't even believe in nukes. They're a hoax. I'm going to take advantage of these juicy prices. Yeah, there you go. Did it work? Everybody else who said that, that's hilarious. Mike. Flat Smack said that. Mike said, oh, yeah, the Call of Duty bit. Yeah, what's going on, Retro Mike Tech? Thank you for being here, man. So yeah, I mean, clearly we can see the liquidity is still above us here at 109 to 110. So obviously we still have those orders up there, but the question still remains is whether or not the bottom is in. And we did get a high volume bounce here, but that doesn't mean we can't come back down here knowing that there's high buy volume down there, meaning what? Liquidity. But if we go back over to the heat map, yeah, we've got a lot of liquidity down here, but I mean, not near as much as to the upside. Now, this upside target up here, that's your point of control. Okay, this is where you have all the liquidity to the upside. So it's going to be just like I said last week for this move right here. Last week, I don't know if you guys remember, I said it during Markets After Dark on FOMO Friday, which would have been Thursday night in the US, which is right here. This is when I was live. And I said, whichever way this breaks, I expect it to be a fake out. Anybody remember that? Press 1 in the chat if you remember that. So whichever way it breaks, I expect it to be a fake out. What happened? Broke to the upside. What happened? Fake out. Moved to the downside. That's what I was expecting. I expected a fake out one way or the other. Why? Because it's a symmetrical triangle, and that's what symmetrical triangles do. They fake out one way or the other. They're a 50% pattern, and that's why. And they often fake out, and that's exactly what it did. It faked out. I think I do remember that actually, for real. Yep. I said one way or the other. If it fakes out to the downside, look for longs. If it fakes out to the upside, look for shorts. Went to the upside, and the next thing you know, it starts to plummet. Go figure. Definitely have not spent enough time in these charts for the past 4 freaking years. But that's typically how it plays out. And, you know, it's not always the case because obviously, I mean, people and algorithms drive these. Human psychology really drives these markets. So, really how it is. Boomski, nailed it. So yeah, we do have this high volume down here. Nice. This is where this move to the upside started from. So would not be surprised to come to that. And of course, we also have the lows down in here that I said if we came down and we took out these lows, we were much more likely to come down and take out these lows. Doesn't mean we won't bounce from 95, but it is interesting that that just happens to coincide with the CME gap. Right down here. Now, let's go ahead and pull a fib on this. If we pull a fib, so if we're going to pull a fib on this ABC correction here, we're going to pull it on the B wave because we want to get an extension of the C wave. So to get an extension of the C wave, you want to take the low of the B wave to the high of the B wave. And right there at the 1.786 and the 1.887 is your platinum pocket extension level. And what falls right in the middle of that CME gap? That is between 92. The platinum pocket is 91.6 and 92.7. So that's where we could be headed. And I rhymed on purpose. How quickly we get down there is going to be the biggest question. Now we can take a look across other charts and see, all right, have we met lows on altcoins? Or have we done what we needed to do on our alts? And we've come down back to the low here on H bar, but it hasn't taken out or swept that low. I think it's more likely to sweep that low before reversing than not. Turn on Spaceman. We also had the previous week low, previous day low. No, previous week low, of course, that's going to be here. That's all the way in April. Previous week low is over here. What is this? Oh, that's the current year low. Gotcha. Current year low, sitting below us. So it could come down and sweep, but what I want to take a look at also is the H bar Bitcoin pairing and see where that's at. And it has come down and tapped the current year low, created a new current year low, created a new previous week low, and a new previous day low, meaning that makes this very likely to be swept, in my opinion. We also have this measured move of this breakdown here from here. I must have did this super fast. Got that breakdown there. That does get you down into this level down here. Where did I pull this from? From this low to this high? Go ahead and re-pull that. There you go. You got your 887 right there, the platinum pocket. So right there where that measured move extends down to. So that's showing that we potentially have more downside on H bar. So if we have more downside on our altcoins, potentially more downside on our altcoins, then we can probably expect for Bitcoin to see more downside. Also, previous quarter low here on the XRP price chart. Very interesting level there. Would not be surprised to see that taken either. If you take in this trend line here, try to bring in as many highs as possible. Forget about anomalies. You get a bounce here and then come up and then come back down. Are we going to hit that previous quarter low, come down and leave it a little lower, or are we going to sweep the current year low? Big questions that need answers. I think we will find out soon. I still maintain that July will be the month that we get our actual reversal, and it's still shaping up as such, because I still do see a little more downside to go across the board. Here's our Bitcoin XRP Bitcoin chart. It did sweep the low, so that's interesting. But the USD pairing has not swept the low. So probably safer if they both swept the low. Probably. Now let's go to the trading home. Let's see, what is the Dixie doing? The Dixie is trying to potentially put in a bottom here. Let's zoom out a little bit. See if we've got a bullish divergence here. Oh, we do. We got a bullish divergence here on our Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. Check out Chart Prime Indicators. Link in the description down below. Get 45% off your first month. Comes with this amazing indicator package plus how to trade lessons and how to use the indicator lessons all throughout the week, several a week, but at least once a day, I believe, except for weekends maybe. But yeah, we do have a bullish divergence here on the US, on the Dixie, so on the daily too. So that could get it pushing, and if it comes up and it breaks this high, now just because the Dixie moves to the upside, that doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna see, or that assets can't go with it. It depends on several different factors, but that I have not ironed out enough in my mind for me to be able to be like, oh, if this, and this, and this, then that, you know. I'm restricted down to like, if this, then that, not if this, and that. Then that. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Wow, it's already 10:43. That's crazy. All right, so let's see how our major indices are doing. Zoom it on in, 15-minute. Okay, so we thought that maybe we could come up, but that clearly did not happen. Instead, we fell down. Just gonna go ahead and get all that out of the way. Wasn't able to hold this level at the point of control. I'm sure if we go back and we look, I'm sure I said something of this. If this was to hold, then that would be good. If it didn't, then that would be bearish. And it didn't, so obviously we went to the downside. Now I can say that right now without having my receipts yet or with me, but I feel like that's something I would say, because that is how I see it right now. So yeah, go ahead, get rid of that. That's actually useless now. Pull this across. All right, crisscross applesauce. A nice liquidation wick here. When did that happen? Looks like it was. Oh, that's the start of Sunday. Okay. Okay, so right now we're fighting up against the value area low on the S&P 500 futures. We are pretty bullish on our indicator. But again, that could just get us up to that point of control where we could see, or would likely see a rejection from. So you just got to be careful. You know, as always, I always tend to let Monday play out, especially if stuff happens over the weekend, like crazy, you know, macro events, geopolitical events, whatever it is, tend to. If stuff plays out over the weekend like that, then you tend to kind of want to let the dust settle and see what happens Monday. Monday can kind of tell you a lot. Monday will tell you if we're struggling here, then we might come down lower. Okay. If we get a big push up and then hold the point of control, then Tuesday we could see continuation. But one of the reasons why people say Monday is the false move is because oftentimes, if like in this instance, if negative news happens over the weekend and you get the fall, then Monday gets you a push up back into the previous range. However, you barely get above that 50% level typically, and then you just roll back over on Tuesday to sweep the Monday low. Then from there, you look for potential reversal once you get the sweep of the Monday low and the previous weekly low, and you see if you can get a reversal. If you don't get a reversal, or one that, especially one that coincides with your oscillators being above the zero line and continuing to push higher, your money flow, flowing up here in the above the zero line, so showing bullish signs in your volume matrix. You really want to see volume in general in these areas. So we got big spikes here, spike here. When are these? Are these during the? Yeah, this is during the actual like session, not overnight. The blue. What is the blue? Is it one? No, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't understand these blue shades on here. Oh wait, Thursday we were closed. That's what it was. Okay, yeah. Then Friday we opened back up. Yeah, stock market was closed Thursday. That's why. That makes sense. Okay, so we see these big spikes, right? And you see the bigger spikes happening at the end of the day, right? You got the big spike in the morning, but you see bigger spikes at the end of the day. And that's because orders throughout the day, you start seeing orders starting to get put in, and institutional money likes to trap people at the end of days because that's just how they do things. So Linda Anderson, hello, thank you for being here. Thank you. What's going on? All set? How you doing? Hard to say. I have a long going, but might close it soon. Be careful with those longs. LBC, have you heard of Galton board? It's a cool example of chaos and patterns. I have not, but I will probably look into that because I like patterns. So yeah, really want to see if this upwards support can hold, maybe get a triple bottom and continue to push to the upside. But if not, we must be careful. What I want to see on the lower time frames is less ABCs and more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulses. I want to see impulses on the lower time frames. We start getting impulses, 5-wave impulses, then we can start to think about reversals, okay? That's what I'm looking for on the lower time frames on everything. So, as of now, we are still only doing corrective waves. And as long as waves are corrective, then on your higher time frames, you just are corrective. You are still corrective. There's no actual trend. Yes, can you do intraday scalps? Of course you can. Do that almost every day. But as far as the overall trend, the macro trend, we are still well within our range and have not broken above or below it. Now, I drew this out some time ago. I haven't looked at this in a while. Obviously, we did not get the Fed rate cut for June. We can move this over to July, maybe. Not exactly. I hate trying to guess time because typically with me, I tend to get market structure right more often than not. Not to pat my own self on the back, but I will because I do. But when it comes to timing, no. The timing is terrible, and that's honestly what has messed me up in the past was not having patience with my own charts. Right? It's like you got to have patience with your own ideas and seeing them through. Because there's so many times when I draw out like the ABC, or not, that's not the ABC, but I draw out the ABC and I don't take advantage of it properly. Or like price will like make a big U up like this. I'm like, oh, well, guess I was wrong. And the next thing you know, it goes down right in the direction that I wanted it to go. And that's why I hate trying to predict time. But yeah, I'm stupid. Always turned break of structure and chotch. That doesn't make you stupid. Most people don't even know what the hell you're talking about when you say break of structure and chotch, change of character. Most people have no idea. So, yep. So I was thinking rate cut in June, and that would send us higher. Since we have not gotten that, I could move all these over, but I'm not gonna because I don't have time to do that while I'm live. But it's essentially still the same idea: is Fed rate cut causes the last push to the upside in the markets, and then markets roll over after that. At least Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance sets a new high off of this news. Benjamin Cowan's having himself a field day, of course. So I told you guys last week, I said I thought that this would probably break to the upside. I showed a reason why, because Bitcoin did a very similar pattern. And yeah, and that's what we got. We got the break to the upside. Go figure. Because when you have an upwards channel, they do tend to break to the upside. Now, these do tend to be ABC correct, or they can be ABC, not tend to be, but they can be ABC corrections, which means this would be almost over. Now, this is my first point of resistance here, okay? And we are almost, I mean, we have come so close to just tapping into that first point of resistance. If we are able to get above that, then we have this upwards level where we could see as high as 70% Bitcoin dominance. Now, if we just take a measured move, do it with a trend line, just go from here to here, go from the breakout. So let's pull this over. Let's go from where it broke out from. That gets us up to about 68.13% on a measured move. Now, remember, you can extend past a measured move. The measured move is just a more for like targets if you're scalping, or if you're just trading in general, doing a swing or a scalp. You know that the measured move is where you really want to take out. You want to close most of your position. You want to be out of most of your position by the time you've hit that measured move. In my opinion, not financial advice, should be 69 on BTC dominance. It'll get there, right? 69. It's got to do it for the memes, right? Something that I did find interesting that Benjamin Cowan shared was the altcoins versus Bitcoin chart. So that's total 3, which is all of your altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and putting that over Bitcoin. And let's see what that looks like over here. So we see altcoins are still shifting to the downside versus Bitcoin. Of course, dominance moves up, altcoins move down. Now, the fascinating part of this, if I can get this lined up right, is we lost the 786 and closed below it on the weekly, which means we could come all the way down to the platinum pocket at the 0.887 at 0.31. If not, down to the order block down here at 0.25. But hey, that 0.31, the 887, guess what that is? That's not necessarily 69% Bitcoin dominance, because this total 3 excludes Ethereum. Total 2 / BTC, enter. Look how much dominance goes away. Why is it? Oh, it's because it includes altcoins. Total 2 minus USDT minus USDC. Does that work? No? That's just going to do. Why would it do that? Do I have to do dominance? I bet I have to do USDT dot D. What did I do? Let's just do this. Total 2 minus USDT dot D minus USDC dot D. Those are equal signs. Excellent. 2 minus USDT dot D minus USDC dot D. Cannot type. BTC. Still not doing percentages. Weird. Total 2 / BTC. 0.52. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Something I'll have to look into. But anyways, coming up to 0.5. I'm trying to think of how this works. So if we're at a 1 or higher, then the market cap of altcoins is more than that of Bitcoin. But this would suggest, now that makes sense, because this suggests we're like 75%. I'll have to look into this further. I'm derailing the show. While a war doesn't directly cause interest rates to drop, the economic uncertainty and potential recessionary pressures associated with armed conflict can lead central banks to lower interest rates. True. However, we just had an FOMC last week. Right? Last week. I mean, unless they did an emergency, which I think would only happen if there was a cause for an emergency. Right now, I don't think there is. I don't think there's a cause for an emergency Fed meeting or anything like that, emergency rate cuts, because we're still very much in a wait and see mode right now. Trying to wait and see what Iran's going to do to retaliate, if at all. I don't know if you guys saw, back in 2020, Trump had an interview where he spoke about how he did a similar thing. He did something with Iran, where after he killed Soleimani, the whole, we He cried like a dog, or whatever it was. After that, Trump claimed in an interview that he had spoken with the Iranian leaders after that. And, they basically came up with this idea of like, oh, we don't want to like retaliate against the USA and blah, 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 blah. But, we've got to do something to show strength for our people. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot some missiles at your bases, but they're going to pretty much largely miss or miss entirely. But we've got to do something to kind of save face a little bit. And so what we could see is some kind of retaliation that where rockets are fired at U.S. bases that are all around surrounding Iran, and see what happens if they hit or don't hit or whatever, and we see if it's like then we see our response as the U.S. It could be a whole lot of factors, but let's just say that they do hit a target. Well, then the market will probably do this because they'll think, oh, we're definitely going to war now. But I guess who knows what would cause the reversal from there. But I think it would look something similar to this, in my unprofessional opinion. The question: how many scientists were working underground when they dropped the bombs? It is apparently the word on the street is, and in a lot of the word in a lot of places is that they evacuated that facility, the Fordo facility. They evacuated and removed like all their nuclears. I guess the material out of that facility before it was bombed. That's what I've heard. I don't know I don't think that has been verified or not. I'm pretty sure JD Vance was asked that directly by Meet the Press, and I want to say he either deflected or denied it. So not really sure on that one, but I mean, we kind of telegraphed that we were probably going to do it. So why wouldn't Iran move their stuff? When we said that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, there might have been a reason why we couldn't find it, because we kind of telegraphed what we were going to do, and there's also, evidence that they moved the weapons of mass destruction before we came in. So who knows? There's a lot that we don't know, won't know, and all we got to do is just hope that it doesn't get out of hand. I think the biggest threat will be if other countries like Russia or China or Pakistan try to get involved. Other nuclear capable nations. So that's about it. So we just gotta. For me, I do see cause for reason to be cautious being out in public and large crowds at this point in time, at this current point in time. It's because even if Iran doesn't tell people to do things, doesn't mean people won't feel a type of way to do things. You know what I mean? So just be vigilant is the best I can say. Be vigilant, be safe, just like you do with the charts. Yeah. Because my number one thing is trying to keep everybody safe and sound, mostly with charts, but also in life. So I just want everybody to kind of I want everybody to be good. All right. Don't be stupid. Don't go out and do your own stuff. All right. Don't go out and protest or anything. Stay in. Okay. These No Kings. Apparently, there's supposed to be another No Kings protest. I don't know if this was just a meme or not, but apparently, there's supposed to be another No Kings protest on the 4th of July. I honestly don't know if that was just a meme or not. But who knows? We'll see. But yeah. I think that's gonna be it for this one. Yeah, we're over time, and but so that's my thoughts, guys. I think if I'm looking at the CME gap, I think the lowest we probably go is about 88K. The lowest we probably go without first getting a significant bounce, I should say. I think 88K will be a significant bounce if we do get down to that level. I've seen some others say 86. That could be a disparity between exchanges for all I know. But yeah, the upper 80s I would expect a significant bounce from if we were to get down to those levels. I think 95 150 is almost a given if we don't reverse from where we are now. If we can get back above the POC at 105 and consolidate there, then we might be good. But I'm not holding my breath for it. I feel like we're much more likely to see more downside than to see upside. And whatever, if we do get upside, I got to see those impulses on the lower time frames. That's basically it. If I see the impulses starting on the lower time frames, and we have our oscillators all kind of bottoming out around the same time and starting to diverge with price starting to move up as price is moving down, then that would make me feel much more confident in a potential reversal. Right now, we're still stuck within a range. We're coming up, potentially could get up to the point of control, but that's also where we sold off from. So it's definitely going to be an area of resistance that we need to watch. So with that said, tomorrow's Monday. Watch out for the fake out, but also watch out for Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp, the morning market report with the Army Piper and OC guy, and then trading with OC in the evening prior to tomorrow's Markets After Dark, TA Tuesday. Won't you join me, please? We'll go over what happened on Monday, how the markets reacted, and to the geopolitical tensions and actions. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. And then we can kind of start to forecast how we think the rest of the week is going to go. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you are new. But other than that, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Listen to the alumni song before you go to bed. Mad love. Good night. Peace.
Trade dreams out of cocoa fate, staring at the charts while the world gets late. 808s hit like a comet through the dark. Every fib line's like a glow in the park. Alice Capitulate, mod queen divine. She called the ship before it even hits the line. Army Piper speaking signals through the stream, making places like a prophecy dream. gets lit. Jay on the shadow, slipping through the zone. Ninja on the block, never moving alone. Buck digging deep in the digital minds. Loose cannon with precision, yeah, he read them signs. Frank the Tank bringing vibes and heat. Talk slick, but his charts don't miss a beat. Jesus saves seven, praying with the light. Faith in the levels, trust in the fight. Melissa hold the legacy down. LBC, so she wear that crown. All set, beaming high vibe rays, while heart throw horns through the gamma waves. We in the madhouse, stars in our sight, trading constellations every single night. From the bottom we rose, now we chart like gods. Celestial moves with the squad at odds. 808s boom while the trend line bends. We don't chase pumps, we transcend. It's cosmic entries, divine exits. Markets after dark where the truth gets lit. So if you hear that tone in the void at night, that's not an echo. That's us. Still here. Still mad.